So I'm gonna skip an intro, but you guys, I mean, doesn't it affect you guys that, okay, school is not coming for a month, it's not coming for a week, it's not coming for 2 months, but there are back to school signs everywhere reminding you that school is gonna be happening? I mean, what is that? It totally ruins your summer. It totally ruins the rest of the month that you get to spend free before going to school. It's like, why do we need to be reminded that school is coming? It's so annoying. Guys, if you are with me, please comment below, because literally when I was in high school, I used to find that so annoying. Like, no one wants to be reminded about going back to school. No one. We don't look at it and go like, ha, so happy, you know? It's like annoying. These advertisers, I mean, come on, give us a break. So that is it for my intro. So I'm gonna be seeing you at the end of the video, and let's get started with this face. So I'm going to be putting this hairband that I got from Forever 21, and this is just to keep the hair out of my face and the foundation not going onto my hair as well. So to start off this tutorial, what I do before I moisturize is when I wake up in the morning, I use this to put all over my face. It is the Clean and Clear Morning Burst Skin Brightening Facial Cleanser with burst beads. So they have a little tiny beads inside that when you put on your face, it bursts and goes into your face, which I find really cool. Plus, I feel this really does brighten my face and waken it up. You first apply hot water and then you put this on your face and you scrub it in like a normal facial, but then you wash it off with really cold water. What that does is really wakes up your skin and gets the blood rushing onto the surface of your skin. So that's why I recommend you do that step. You'll really see a vast difference. So to moisturize my face, you guys know I'm in love with Aveeno, but today, to keep for the theme of the Clean and Clear Morning Burst, I'm going to be using the Clean and Clear Morning Glow moisturizer as well. It is oil free, so for those people out there that have oily skin and you feel some of the moisturizer really oily, this is really good for you because this really helps rejuvenate your skin and it doesn't get very greasy. Can you guys see that glow that the Morning Glow gives you? It gives you that shine, so I pretty much like it that way. Next, I'm going to be using this NYC Smooth Skin Perfecting Primer. So next, I'm going to be using the Revlon Photo Ready Airbrush Effect Foundation. My mom broke this off just so that she could get the last of it because it wouldn't pump out. So my shade, which I'm going to be using, is darker than my skin color. In my other strobing tutorial, I used the Maybelline Fit Me. That was my exact shade. This one is darker. And those are both drugstore products as well. The Revlon foundation does have a really good coverage on your skin. You don't need a lot. For my schoolgirls out there, or even school guys out there who have like that dark pigmentation because maybe they got a zit or something like that, I suggest putting an orange undertone, and I know NYX sells that. It's a pot that has an orange color. Put that on your blemish or the scar first, and then put a concealer over top, and that will get rid of all the marks that you have, because I know foundation sometimes grays out the scars and makes it more noticeable instead of hiding it. So that's another tip. So I'm going to be using this multitask brush by the Real brush by Real Techniques. It's one of the Pixie Blue collections, and I love this brush when it comes to foundation. Usually for a more professional look, I would go with a beauty blender, but sometimes people who go to school want to be in a hurry, and I feel a brush does that. It reduces the time you take. If you are one of those girls who want to be full out for school, then I would suggest a beauty blender, but right now I'm just going to be using brush because I find it faster. Next, I'm going to be using this Physicians Formula BB Concealer. It is in the shade Light Medium. I feel this is a little lightweight, so for you girls out there who don't want to do a lot of bright concealer and too much where it's heavy, this is really light and it really sinks into your skin in a very natural way. So as you can see, I'm not going to be putting so much. I'm just going to be putting really a little, just to conceal the dark circles or any darkness under your eyes. I'm also going to be using this e.l.f. Professional foundation brush. It's a synthetic brush and it glides easily with liquid concealers. However, with this concealer, I don't recommend this for oily skin people because this is quite oily. That's why it's a little bit sheer. So if you are oily skin, I suggest something like the Maybelline Fit Me concealers. My shade is Sand Sable. So I have a little tip out there for you girls who put eyeliner and also put their finger over here to stretch their eye. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to be setting my foundation and my concealer right now with any powders. I'm going to do up my eyes, and then after that I will set it with a powder, because when you put your finger here and you do eyeliner, it leaves a mark. It leaves literally a shadow of your finger and it moves the concealer. So if you put a powder, it's kind of like you can never go back and it is unforgiving. So what I'm going to do is I'll do my eyes and then I'll set my concealer and my foundation after that, just to make sure there are no marks or skid marks left behind. So now I'm going to be doing my eyebrows, and I'm going to be using Essence. Right before this tutorial I sharpened it and it literally became from here to here because I used a bad sharpener. So tip out there, please invest in a good sharpener because that will save you the money you actually spend to buy things like this. So I don't go really specific with my eyebrows. Mainly I just go over them very lightly. Especially since this is school, you don't want to go all dramatic and full out unless you're that type of girl who wants to. I was like that in high school. But if you are one of those people who want to keep it natural, I suggest you just take the pencil and just go over the hairs instead of on your skin. And if you have little scarce areas where it's a little bald, if I could say, then you go and put that on your skin and draw little hairs. So this pencil also comes with a brush behind it. So I'm just going to be brushing through my eyebrows. So as you can see, I've kept them looking natural. If you do get stuff like this where it looks a little too black, just take your nail, push it forward and backward, or just go with the brush and smooth it out. So now we're going to go ahead with eyeshadow, and today I'm going to be using two palettes from NYC. The first one I'm going to show you is this. And the second one I'm going to show you is this. I know they look a little dirty. It's because this is like a cream finish that's next to the eyeshadow, and whenever I dust it on, it falls into the eyeshadow. So don't mind the messiness. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this light shade over here, and with my Sigma tapered blending brush in E35, dust that all over my eyes just to set the concealer that we put before. So just as a base color. Make sure to go all the way into your brow bone as well. So now that we're done with setting, I'm going to go into the second palette that I showed you before. And I'm going to be using this beige color down here. I'm going to be using Sigma large shader brush in E60. This has infused glitter. So to brighten up your eyes for school and to make you look more awake and lively, this would do because it'll cause a little shiny effect on your eyes. So after we're done with that, I'm going to be going into the first palette that I initially showed you and using this brown shade over here in my crease using the Sigma tapered blending brush in E35, the brush I used to set my eyes in the beginning. I'm going to go into the color on top of that brown shade, and this is a little glittery and darker, and I'm going to be using the Sigma large shader brush in E60, the one that I used before. What I'm going to be doing is that I'm just going to go into the corner of my eye here and connect that crease color with my lid color and sandwich them only in the end corner of my eye. This is an easy way to create dimension for your eyes and also including some depth. You can then take the taper brush that I used before and just blend out any harsh lines. Now I'm going to be using this bronze color, but instead I'm going to be using only the highlight shades that they provided in this palette. I'm going to be using a mix of this color and this color into the corner of my eyes to bring it out and widen it, and as well as give us a fresh, wide awake kind of look. I'm also going to be using the pencil E30 by Sigma. And for those out there who do want to go ahead and purchase a new highlighting shade just for the inner corners of our eye, in this palette they do give this glitter shade over here, and that is enough to set your inner corners. So just for the purpose of this video, I'm also going to be putting that just to show you how it looks. So as you can see, it totally brightens up the inner corners and makes you look more wide awake. I'm going to be moving into doing my eyeliner, and I'm going to be using today the Exaggerate Waterproof Eye Definer by Rimmel. So this step now is completely optional. You don't have to go ahead and do a wing eyeliner because wing eyeliners do take time. But for today, for those girls who like to do a wing eyeliner, this step I will do for you. For other girls, you can skip and just go on to mascara. So first, I'm going to be putting this on top of my eyelids, and then over top I'm going to be putting an eyeliner, a liquid eyeliner in specific. Now why I'm doing this step, some of you might be wondering, is because this kind of maps out where your eyeliner should go, because liquid eyeliners are a little bit unforgiving. This will help your eyeliner fleek business be really on fleek and a little bit more easier to do if you just put a pencil eyeliner first, because any mistakes can be corrected with the pencil eyeliner. So now I'm going to be going in with my liquid eyeliner, and today I'm going to be using the Rimmel Exaggerate eyeliner. This is my favorite drugstore eyeliner along with Essence. I'm going to show you Essence just for the sake of this video. Now this is the waterproof one. There is the one with a silver cap, and that is not the waterproof one. If you are the type that have watery eyes during the day, or you're just looking for a drugstore product. But if you want one of those people that have watery eyes, I know some people tear up for no reason. You're crying about the first day of school or anything like that. Maybe you want to go with the waterproof eyeliner. But I stay with the unwaterproof ones. The essence is actually just $1, I believe. This is a little bit more expensive. It's like $7, I think, yeah. So I'm just going to be applying this over top and making this much more blacker than the eye pencil is. So this is how the eyes look, and now I'm going to go on to mascara. So I'm going to be using one of my favorite drugstore mascaras. I just recently found it, not found it, my mom gave it to me and she said, I don't want this, it doesn't work for me. I was like, okay. And I do not change mascaras very easily. And then I didn't have faith in this, so after a week I tried it and I was like, this is the shit. So I'm going to be using the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. So one of my secrets for mascara is to put it on top of your eyelashes first, so go downwards, wiggle it down as well. That's one of the major tips to putting your mascara. This is, too much talking. Now I'm going to do it from underneath on top like normal human way, and I'm going to be wiggling it into my root and going right to the tip, you know what I mean? And that separates it, declumps it, and makes it longer. You guys, the sun is setting. Okay, my camera went off because the memory got full, and then it took so long to get into my computer, and now the sun is setting. What's gonna happen to this side of my face? Next, I'm gonna be going into that palette again, using that brown shade and putting it into my lower lashes. Then I'm going to go into that darker shade which lies on top of it over here and going right on the outside of my eyes. Next, I'm going to be going in with that mascara and just putting it into my lower lashes. Make sure to wipe clean your brush and just use the remaining onto your lower lashes. I'm just going to squeeze my lower lash mascara to take off the excess. This is the part where you can go in and fix any of the marks that you left with your hands while doing your eyeliner, and fix it by reapplying the concealer or either just smoothing it out with the brush. Now we can move on to setting our foundation and our concealer, and I'm going to be using this big large powder brush F30 by Sigma. And to set my foundation and concealer, I'm going to be using this Maybelline New York Clear Smooth All-in-One Shine Free Cake Powder in the color Honey number 04. Now I'm going to be moving into blush, and this is just to play up your cheeks and make you look more fresh and like as if you're alive. So I'm going to be using this Dream Mousse blush by Maybelline in the color Rose Petal number 25. I'm also going to be using this Spare Source blush brush, and you can buy this literally at Walmart. It's like under $5, I believe. I'm going to be applying the rest of the blush that is on my brush, and I'm going to be applying it to my chin, the underneath of my nose, and the sides of my temple, just lightly. A tip for you is that if you feel like you want to have more of a crease color, also you can use blush as your crease color, and that can save tons of money instead of buying eyeshadows. So just for video sakes, I'm going to do it. So this next step is really optional, not compulsory or mandatory, but for my homegirls out there that like to contour even if they're going to school and normal casual days, I'm going to be using the Shade and Light Kat Von D palette. If you are looking for a drugstore brand, I think NYX got a new contour kit out now that is really cheap as well compared to this. So I'm going to be using this middle color over here. I believe it's called Shadow Play, and I'm going to be using the same blush brush that I did before, just so that the blush and the remainder of it mixes with the bronzer and goes into my cheeks and plays it up a little naturally. Last but not least, for the face, this is optional as well. I'm going to be putting a highlighter, and I'm going to be using this palette that I showed you before, and I'm going to be using those first two shades along with the Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35 brush, and I'm just going to be mixing those two colors and applying it. So if you want to know the other areas of my face that I'm going to hit with the highlighter, go watch my strobing tutorial and that'll be more in-depth. Check out that glow, yo! So now I'm going to be moving on to my lips. I also suffer from really excessively dry and chapped lips. So girls out there going to school, I really suggest you form a base. Just like for our face, how we have the primer and a moisturizer, we should also condition our lips. So today I'm going to be using this Nuxe or Nuxie, I don't know how to pronounce it, and it's Rêve de la Mer a stick leverage. Oh, lip moisturizing stick with honey and sunflower. I was reading it in French before. So now that my lips are all balmed up, I'm going to be using the Spice lip liner all across my lip by MAC. And this is actually a good tip. If you put a lip liner all over your lips and a lipstick over top, what it does is it really elongates the process of your lipstick wearing out. So basically, your lipstick will stay for much more hours and last a little longer other than it wearing off through the day. So lip liner really buys you time. So next I'm going to go ahead, and you guys know by now, this is one of my favorite MAC lipsticks. This is my favorite lipstick. I use it in all my tutorials. I kind of should stop. Literally, it's my go-to lipstick and it matches every skin color. It's so natural, so fresh, and literally if I get to carry just one lipstick in my bag, this is the color. So this is Velvet Teddy by MAC. Favorite. So yeah, as you can see, it gives that really flesh tone, flushed color that's really rosy and English rose, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to be going ahead with my LA Colors lip liner, and this is literally $1.50. Favorite. Literally, their brand is so pigmented, and this is in the color Cappuccino P531. I'm just going to be lining my lips with this and creating that outline. Last but not least, I'm going to be using this MAC Fix Plus spray all over my face. For some reason, it makes you feel so fresh and morningful, if that's the right term. However, you do get this in a drugstore version as well, and that is the Infallible setting spray. That is like a dupe for this as well. So what this does is, if you have like a very powdery finish on your face, your highlighter is looking powdery or the setting looks powdery, this kind of diminishes that look and makes it look more luminous and glowy and not so powdery. So that is officially it for this tutorial. It's a very simple look, makes you look fresh, plays up with the natural colors of your face, and makes you look more flushed and glowy and fresh, and it doesn't look like you're wearing a ton of makeup on because you're literally not. As well as it plays with the natural colors of your skin, and that is very important in everyday makeup and even makeup to school, work, or anything like that. I hope you learned a lot from this tutorial. I hope it was easy and simple enough for you. It's so easy for beginners. You really don't need to know a lot about makeup. This is just so simple. Plus, most of the products, and actually mostly all of the products, were drugstore with a little bit of MAC. But as you can see, it's very everyday-ish, back to school, simple, glowy, and fresh and youthful. So hopefully you get to recreate this look. Tag me if you do. Literally, it's a no-brainer makeup tutorial. You don't have to know a lot. And some of the steps are not compulsory, but I just showed it for you girls and guys out there who like doing those extra steps to look pretty in the morning. So hopefully you like this little natural-ish look. Thank you for watching, and I wish all of you guys a great year at school. Have fun, but not too much fun. And wish you guys the best. Bye! So I'm going to be using this multi-tack. So this pen's so mind the messiness.
A red wine.
This spare sauce. I'm gonna for a face. The shorts are so beautiful.